Quaker is someone who's seeking to be faithful to the deepest truth that we can encounter, to be guided by that truth, by the guidance of the Holy Spirit, by the presence of God in our lives, and by the understanding that that's a real experience that we can encounter.
A Quaker is someone who is willing to be still. Enter a silence and to actually be penetrated by that silence.
Penn said a Quaker is defined by one fundamental principle, and that was that God had placed within each person an infallible guide that, if followed, would lead you to righteousness and salvation. Anyone who follows that guide, who attends to it and does what it leads you to, is a true child of God, and by definition then is a Quaker.
For me, one of the things it means to be Quaker is to be together in a community of people who gather and listen together. And we can have spiritual practice outside of meeting, outside of worshiping. But there's something about coming together and listening together to God as a community that is full of life and full of conflict and challenge. And to me, that's what makes Quakerism beautiful.
I think there's also some Quaker distinctives that come out of that experience of Christ alive and in the world with us. And those are things about, sacraments being in word, and our experience of worship, the understanding that God is there in the worship and is with us. And so those things, I think, make someone a Quaker.
There is a way of trusting the innocence of that power so that one is not afraid of it, not afraid of the power, but is willing to walk intimately into that power. And be informed by it. Informed, reformed, transformed. And in the transformation of being touched by God, behaviors change. Something different happens.
So by definition, your communication changes, because if we're all then therefore that of God, we're therefore all equal. And so by definition, our relationships with each other must change and will be different.
But it's more than that, right? Because there are many people in many traditions who are seeking to do that. So then what's a Quaker? I think a Quaker is someone who is part of this living stream, this sense of being a people who've been on this journey for more than 350 years, traveling together as a community, supporting one another with these traditions and these practices that we have found. We didn't create them, we discovered them, that help people along that journey of faithfulness as we help each other to be set free and to grow more fully alive. And to me, that's the way we're inviting people into.